Hey guys, and welcome to Trade Accelerator. In this module, we're going to go over Facebook page basics, mainly in the important details and making sure they're all up to date, misconceptions of Facebook pages and Facebook ads, and then I'm going to give you a printable course checklist, which you guys need to either print off or complete on your computers, just to make sure that you do everything in the right order, and you don't waste any ad spend when you do actually get your ads up and running. So first of all, Facebook's changed massively over the last few weeks. This course is going to be updated probably once a year, and anyone that purchases the course will get a heavy discount for any further courses. It's not necessarily something that you're going to need to buy, but Facebook is changing and adapting. Anyone that obviously buys this course is in our exclusive group, so I'll be posting details on things that change and things that you need to know. Because like everything, Facebook's evolving, especially with what's recently happened with the pandemic, and I think everything's going online. So really now is, it's more important than ever to get your businesses on Facebook. If you don't have a Facebook business page, this isn't really a course that can help you just yet. If you go on Facebook and just search, how to set up a Facebook page, it'll run you through that. But this course is mainly for people that already have a page. They already have basic foundations. You don't need to have hundreds and hundreds of likes. Even if you've got 10, 15 likes, as long as your Facebook page is set up, then, this is something we can definitely help you with. So let's dive in. As you can see, this is a Facebook page. I thought it'd be best to show you my actual own Facebook page rather than run off a template, which is what some people do. This is basically my personal Facebook page that I direct people to when they ask who I am, what I've done. These are ads that I run. This was an ad that was boosted for engagement rather than messaging conversations. As you can see, it got 28 likes and 2 comments. I think it was only on for 2 days. We paused the ad. Facebook have got a few problems at the moment with their analytics, so we're just waiting for that to be resolved before we obviously reboost that advert, because we don't actually know what the returns are. I think that ad got us, obviously it reached 15.2k people, which is working, and got 5,000 engagements. But the only problem we've got is there were messages that were sent from that advert that we received, and it's still showing as obviously messaging conversation 0. We've got 6 other Facebook pages that I own personally, that are businesses, trade businesses. They're receiving messages daily and they're not converting. They're not showing the conversions, which is confusing. So we've contacted Facebook. We're just waiting for an update. There's quite a lot of people that are stuck in the same boat, so we're just waiting for that to be resolved. But I'll show you some results. Probably going to be week 2 when we go through creating adverts and obviously, boosting your businesses and trying to see where you want to get to. So at this point, this is a Facebook page. The Facebook page basics, obviously you've got your home, your photos, your videos. Some of you will have different tabs. Don't worry about it. You can edit your tabs. I'd try and keep them to a minimum for what you offer. There's some pages that have got like 10 tabs that they don't need. I'll just quickly take you into the edit tab button. These are all the tabs you can have. You've got guides, reviews, live, jobs, groups. There's a shop feature, which will be good for anyone that obviously has a retail business. Obviously trades, I wouldn't advise the shop. It's all good saying, you can list your driveways or your plastering services or your lawn cutting or, whatever it is your business does. But I think it might, it's a waste of time for what you offer. Services is a good thing, because you can put on there what price you start at, what price you finish at. But I'd advise services. Obviously, these are the main ones that you need to have. The only thing we've got on is services. A shop is something that we are going to set up on this page, especially when the course is up and running. Because this is obviously the basic course that's going to get you started. We do offer more advanced courses for people that want to, scale up to the next level. But before you try and, as they say, you should always try and walk before you run. This is to get people started and off the ground, get the basics of Facebook ads, get the results in. A few misconceptions actually while we're on the subject of Facebook ads. A lot of people think that they cost thousands of pounds to run, which isn't true. Obviously, you can spend thousands of pounds if you've got the money to spend. If you've got the budget, if you've got a big budget, there'll be a few people that purchase this course. They've got a massive budget to spend. We deal with people that have got £100,000 a month to spend on ads, which is a lot of money, but they know what the returns are. It's as the saying goes: if you put £1 in and you get £2 out, is it worth it? Yeah, that's a low conversion rate. If you put £100 in, you get £500 out. You just keep posting your £100 in, and that's basically how Facebook ads work. There's a lot of companies out there that will say, we want a £2,000 management fee, and you've got a £500 ad spend a month. It's expensive, but it works. But obviously, if you've purchased this course, you've got the time to spend on Facebook. You've got the time to work the ads out, and you obviously want to push your trades business or services business forward to obviously better your life. So there'll be a downloadable course checklist at the end of this video, which you can obviously download and print off. Obviously, in that course checklist, it's just going to make sure that you tick things off and you go through everything in order. Please don't try and jump to week 2 and 3, which is obviously creating an ad, because if you don't have the basics there, then it really isn't going to work. You'll get results, but you won't get the results that you want. So just jumping back onto my personal page. So just to go through everything, you need to make sure that you've got an address, which is just obviously the basic info, so where you are in the world, in the country, because we deal with a hell of a lot of Facebook pages that offer services, and they haven't even got where they're based. So people will see the ad, they'll click the page, doesn't say where they are, that's it, that customer's gone. That customer's not going to take their time out and message you and say, where are you? You'll get the odd one that will, but there'll be a lot of people that won't be bothered. They'll move on to something else, and that's a customer that you've lost, that you've potentially paid for. Email addresses, phone numbers, websites, they're always good to have. Basic page information, what services you offer. Obviously, I don't really offer services, so that's why it's not listed on this page. But if you look here, especially on these ads, I don't do massive posts, and I always have photos in posts. So to be fair, this is a good example of when the conversions are working. So this one here was a brand new page. So within 28 days, I think that page was started on the 4th of August. We'll put all this in a testimonial at the end, because this company has actually done us a testimonial for the work we've done for them. So that page was started on the 4th of August. In the space of 28 days, we got them 530 likes from 0, 14,500 post engagements, 83,000 people reached. There's posts here that you can see. The bottom post, the ad spend was £159. I can't see because it's been cut. But obviously that was the first ad we ever did. That was a test ad. We only reached 24,500 people, and if you look above it, we had 25 messaging conversations and a 13k reach. Everyone thinks the reach needs to be ridiculous. There's a lot of companies out there that will say, we'll get your business in front of 200,000 people a week or 200,000 people a month. What I often say to people is, what's the point in 200,000 people seeing your business and services that you offer when only 10,000 of them are potentially interested? You're wasting 190,000 people worth of ad spend. So it's really not necessary. So we always try and go on engagement and messaging conversations. It just depends what line of business you're in. It depends whether you're trying to grow your page likes, or it depends whether you want people to message you and book in a quote or a direct service if you've got a set price. So that's a big thing with promotions. So always remember that it's not all about the reach. It's about obviously the engagement and the conversions. We try and aim most of our ads at messaging conversations, because you can invite people to like pages when they like when they like the post. So that's always a bonus. But moving back on to obviously the page basics, you need to make sure you've got a good name which covers everything. So if you do lawn cutting, try and put that in the name, because when people search lawn cutting on Facebook, you've got more chance of showing up. We always advise to have a username, because people can search for your username. So if you've got business cards or a website, you can put obviously your username on the page and they can search it. All that's obviously changeable in the page info section. Photos. If you are a trades business, we always recommend posting photos to begin with. Before putting an ad on, don't just make a page and plaster loads of ads all over the internet. As the saying goes, would you, book someone in that's offering a service that's got 0 photos, 0 likes, but then an advert saying, we'll plaster your house, 10% off, we'll, lay your driveway, we'll build you a wall, stuff like that. You really do need to make sure that the foundations are on your Facebook page, because if not, you'll be spending money on Facebook ads that won't convert. Important details. Obviously, this is the create post button for the people that really are at the bottom of the basics. There's a hell of a lot of features you can use on here. You can tag products. Just go into this. You can raise money, watch parties, question and answer sessions. Feeling, you can say feeling great, if you're releasing a new product, or we say to a lot of people, especially in the new year, connect with your customers. Facebook's a personal platform. Wish your customers Merry Christmas, wish them Happy New Year, wish them Happy Easter. Whatever festivity it is, try and get in touch with your customers. Try and reach out. And just try and make sure that you're on that personal level with your customers, because it really does make a difference. We don't advise making posts without photos or videos, because they tend to just get swallowed in the Facebook, on a Facebook news feed. So always try and have a photo. We find photos work better on ads. Videos are good. For stuff like this, if you've got a message to get that you want people to listen to. But if it's a service, we always find it's better for a photo, before and afters, or just the after photos. You need to make sure that your posts are eye-catching. The posts can't be run-of-the-mill, because you'll just again be swallowed into the Facebook news feed. And that is the whole point of this course. It's to get all the basics in place and get you into a position where your Facebook page is one of the top pages where people come to and think, I really do think these people will do a great job of whatever service you guys are offering. So unlike a lot of multi-trade platforms where you either have to buy leads or you're competing with 3 to 4 other people, mentioning obviously no names, this is your page. This is solely your page. People will message you. They'll either ask for you can get people to ask you direct for a quote. You can put details in the post so that you maybe go direct to your website and purchase off your website. There's a lot of things you can do on Facebook that people don't realise. I'd be careful with the automation features that Facebook offers, especially at the beginning until you're up to scratch, because it can swallow money very quickly. I know a few people that have automated Facebook ads and it's cost them hundreds of pounds, and they've just not got the return that they've been after. So we always recommend manually setting stuff up. Even now I still manually set things up on every single post that I do, just in case anything's wrong. And I know I can monitor the Facebook post and make sure that it's getting the reach we want. We advise to check ads probably, especially at the beginning, once a day. Once the messages start to come in, at least check it bi-daily, just in case there's a problem. If there's any issues with your ad, Facebook normally lets you know in a box above it. With COVID-19 at the minute, there's a lot of words that you can't put in your ads that the Facebook bots are picking up. Anything to do with, we had a store that was selling party items. It was like balloons, and they couldn't figure out why their ads weren't being approved, and it was literally because they had the word party in the ad. So you need to just be very careful with, depending on what line of business you're in. We advise not mentioning words like lockdown, party. Obviously, it's all depending on when you're purchasing this course. If this is a year after the pandemic, then there's no problem. But, if you're one of the early birds, and the pandemic is still live or currently going on, or it was a few weeks ago, I imagine these Facebook bots are going to be about for a while, and they will keyword search. So I obviously don't reference anything to do with the government or lockdown, because that could obviously stop your ad from being approved, and especially if you're a new advertiser on Facebook, it can actually get you an ad account ban. And once your ad account is banned, they're not the easiest things to get reinstated. So that's the end of the introduction. There's going to be a downloadable course checklist. Thanks for listening. We'll jump straight into week 1. As I say, don't skip weeks. Week 1 is going to be basically based solely on engagement, scheduling posts, and obviously maintaining engagement with customers. Week 2, we're going to go into creating your ad, drafting the ad, deciding what you want to achieve. There's a Business Suite app on your mobile phone. If you haven't already got it, get it downloaded. Obviously Ad Manager, which is mainly on computers, laptops, Macs. Post Boosts, which is the easiest way to obviously get your ad out there. And then obviously the analytics. We'll run through the analytics and show you obviously where you can get the information that you need to know to make sure that your ads are working correctly. And then obviously towards the end of week 2, you'll be in a position to obviously set your ads up. Week 3 is going to be keeping on top of your Facebook page, making sure you're responding to customers, keeping your future posts engaging, and obviously just the general things about keeping on top of it. And then week 4 is one of the really interesting weeks. It's going to be how obviously we repurpose our customers on all of our Facebook pages. So, as you've seen on the last ad that I showed you, we were converting customers at £1, I think it was £1.90 per messaging conversation. But we'll then repurpose them customers throughout the year. We'll retarget them with any offers we've got. And obviously there's just a few tips on how to make sure that you stay at the top of your customers' news feeds. So thanks for listening, and I'll catch you in week 1.